the things broke and rich men think on a date that's similar when they meet a female is she's trying to get a free meal, you know. Even if if he got sense, he's thinking that. Even if he's just like, I don't really care about it, but if she got a free meal, why she want to hang out with me? You know, what is her motive? What is her ulterior motive? Then you got some guys that just they want to show off to women. They don't want no woman. They corny. Somehow they obtain some money through inheritance or working hard, or they knew somebody or something, whatever. They got a little something, considered to be all right. They're not celebrity money yet, but they doing all right, more than the average guy. So he may want to impress her, take her to a fancy restaurant, or fancy drinks, restaurants, this and that. So he don't care. He don't care. He's just going to impress her, and he got other women that he impresses also. So a lot of them women are cool with that. They cool with that, and they like that about him. So they cater to him and stay around because of that. He don't like none of them. His whole objective is to be corny, be around pretty girls, and have sex with them. But he corny on getting them. He indirectly paying for them. So some of these guys don't really care about if a woman's trying to use them or not. They'll indirectly pay for several women. So that's just a part of their bill. The only thing about this guy is the woman that's using him for that will convince herself that she really like him. And then she'll play victim once she realizes that he's corny, or that he's dealing with other women, as if she didn't realize that he was indirectly trying to impress her from the beginning, and indirectly basically paying for her in the beginning. All that stuff add up. He was paying for her company. Of course, some women know how to convince themselves that, oh, I like him, I really like him, I really like him. No, it don't cost to get to know people. These are food chats. You go out, hang out with somebody, and see if they'll pay for everything you maneuver. You see if the man will pay for everything and do everything they want to do on the hangout. It's not about getting to know each other. It's about getting to know how he will spend his money. And they can observe with little stuff to tell if he's the type that's going to, she can indirectly run his pockets by making him constantly trying to win her over, constantly trying to act like she's the prize, constantly trying to indirectly pay for her. So, and it's guys that will be considered good looking. Remember, looks don't matter no more. Looks don't matter no more. That's a bonus after finding out that you have money, and I'm willing to can basically indirectly control you and your finances. So it's all about superficialism. That's what they have indirectly taught and and installed in the women, to indirectly sell themselves and go after guys that they can control. They are making guys really, really soft. This is the softest I've ever seen men in history. This is the softest I've ever seen men in history. And women, they don't really want masculine guys. You know what I'm saying? They don't want it. They'll be attracted to it. Their nature will be attracted to it for a minute. But then at one end it's like, no, his energy too strong. I want to get a guy that's more susceptible of doing. I can feel that I have the power over him. Even if it's not noticeable, they can feel it. And he have the resources that I can control. He has some resources that they can control. And so that's what that's all about. So a lot of guys got to understand that this type of woman will deal with you no matter how you look. She'll deal with you no matter how you look. So you don't have to be in the gym. You don't have. You can look at some of the rappers that ain't got no muscles. Anybody that got a certain type of money, or they feel like they can control their money, if you're trying to impress them, he could be the toughest guy in the world. You know, he can be the toughest guy in the world, but around women, he tried to impress them. That means they have power over him, because all they got to do is pluck his ego and say, if you had it like that, or a man should do this, a man should do that, he's going to go all out the way to try to impress her. And in reward, he gets some used up sex. And even if it's not used up, the fact that she's controlling you with it, you know, and most of the time the guys will stop if he got some sense. Not all the time, but a lot of times, a guy that's willing to do that with a lot of women, he'll just do that. He's just to get the sex from them. So he indirectly prostituting. Then he'll just skip from one woman to the next. He's spending money on women, you know, to get their sex indirectly. You know, and then the women to get used to that control. They don't really like him, but they get addicted to the control. And if they find out that they had control on him as long as they didn't have sex with him. Once they gave him the sex, they became a regular woman to him, even though that they would be considered very attractive. Even though that they would be considered very attractive. So it's crazy how, you know, in this world, you know, women can convince themselves that they like a man, even though they don't. Because, you know, a lot of times women are great actors, man. We love women. I love women, but the reality is everybody is realizing that, you know, women are great actors. You know, and they willing to do anything. Anything. So a broke man and a rich man both think about, you know, what do this woman want from me? What is, you know, what is it that she really want from me? You know what I'm saying? Do she like me for me? Why do we have to eat to display? Why do we got to deal with food every time I'm around her? She can't get to know me in a park, at a museum. It's always food. It's always food that she's not paying. She's got a job too. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing how men nowadays don't want to really go on dates, because usually the guys that I interview, the guys that I talk to, they say women are boring. The women they deal with are boring. You know, they look good, they have good, you know, some of them have good sex, but they boring. They not getting nothing out of it. Conversation boring. They just talk about money. They don't have no problem talking about your job, asking you questions, asking the man questions about his job or his education. Everything is all about money, education, and this and that. Other than that, they really don't have a personality. Everything is artificial. Some of the girls do, but most of the girls don't, based on what a lot of other content creators, conscious men, red pill men, Reallionaire men, godly men talk about, that got discernment and got some knowledge. You know, they talking about everybody talking about the same thing in their own way. And that is what, you know, men are not getting nothing out of from women but sex. They're getting, some of them, you know, getting kids. Even what we would call the slow guys, blue pill guys, the beta males. That's all they really get. Only thing but they getting controlled. Now you have you have some unicorns out there. Some women are just real cool and down to earth. If they don't know something, they're open to learning. They're open to have experiences with you. They don't mind getting their feet dirty, their hair wet in the rain, you know. And they're not about just a motive. They're not trying to see how much money you're gonna spend, how much money you have. If they want you to have something, they'll try to help you get it. They're trying to build with you. They're trying to be your best friend. They're trying to be your lover. They're trying to be your soul mate. They're trying to connect on a spiritual and mental, emotional level. They're not just trying to use you as a resource to control and have a little man pet. You know what I'm saying? A man that they can control, and they feed a little bit. Do what I say. I feed you a little bit sex. Do what I say. I want to go here tomorrow. I want to eat here tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? So we got to keep in mind that that's the type of world we live in, where they're trying to turn men into pets. They are trying to turn men into pets. I'm Allan Williams, the Reallionaire. Don't forget to press the like and subscribe button. See the next video. But broke and rich men, they're paying attention to what do these women really want from me. You know, and the guys with sense, they trying their best not to deal with them, but they human, so every now and then they got to deal with these type of women because they want sex. And that's the only thing that they really getting from the women, unfortunately, unless they find a unicorn. Now, they're not perfect either, but people having their best interest for you and having good intentions for you is a whole nother level. You don't have to be perfect to have somebody in your best interest. But in this world, it's not about that. It's about, what do you do for a living? What can I get out of you? Can I control you indirectly? And I'm going to test you by seeing if I can, on the first date, can I pick out what we're going to eat? Can I pick out this? Can I pick out that? Can I pick out all our activities? Because it's not about you. It's about the activity and your lifestyle. Reallionaire Nation, we out.